Alright, hopefully people can hear me. Well, I will just get started and I'll keep an eye on the chat. Oh wait, let's do this. That should be better. Alright. Here we go, first ever live stream. I have some new Gamecube parts to look over and test, so I'm getting ready to do that. I have all of my camera's not high enough to actually have the box underneath, so I'm just going to pull stuff out of the box one by one. So yeah. Alright, these look like lids. Ordered 2. We'll put the new stuff off to the side over here so I can grab them when I'm ready. Let's see. Got little bits and bobs here. Got memory card doors in blacks, power button, some reset buttons. Should be some eject buttons in here. Yeah, there's an eject button. I don't know if see how well that focuses. There we go. Yeah, lots of little stuff in there. Alright. Got some handles. I think technically it's a cord catch, but all my listings I have it labeled as a handle. Nice. Welcome, sir. Hopefully people can hear me. That would be good. Alright, what's next? Back panels. Nice. Alright. So, we have, here's a standard 001 panel. Looks like a panel. I ordered 2s of a lot of things just in case something got derped. Oh, what I'm going to do really quick is tell Twitter that I'm doing the streaming thing. Sorry, just give me 1 second. There we go. Alright. Handles. Next up. These look like 101 panels. So for all of those that have the later model one, we'll have you covered too. This turned out to be kind of an easy piece to just add on, so that was nice. Alright. And I cannot tell at all what's in here yet. Oh, this is I ordered white buttons, white doors, and the eject stuff. So here's the door that catches the lid. Here's the hinge that has the gear, and here's the other hinge. We'll figure out colors here in a second. Alright. And then front panels. I've got tape on my hand. Come on. There we go. There we go. Front panel in white. I think I ordered some black ones too, just because I was digging the white and black thing, but we'll see. I can't even remember what entirely is in this box. Should be everything, but... Alright. Come on, box. Let it go. Alright, we got the top here, but we're going to figure out what's in here. Still mystery. Ah, more front panels. In black. Those look pretty good. It's got like, I don't know. Oh, is that like oil? Let's see. Oops. Don't know what that did. I guess some of that wipes off. Guess we'll do that real quick. That one looks pretty clean. A little bit of down here. I don't know if it's kind of coming off. Might as well, right? That looks pretty darn good. Right. Enough of that. Oh no, not the tears. Oh dear. I hope it's not. Alright, I gotta remember to keep things in frame. Alright. Oh, and refocus. Alright. True. True. Better than other fluids. Or other bodily fluids. Alright. Got the top. And while we're here, not making the dust filters, but I'm going to go ahead and slot that in. There we go. That sits just like we want. That was actually an adventure to get those stupid little black pegs sitting at the right height. So that's good. The bottom, this piece basically just, as far as I was concerned, basically just worked. I printed this and it was just good to go. But I know Dennis had a few things he had to go through with this one. So, put that off to the side. What else is in here? Alright. Getting down to the bottom of the box. I actually have some non-Gamecube stuff in here too. Alright. Oh, these are bottom panels. So we've got Game Boy Advance cover, Game Boy Advance cover, broadband cover, broadband cover. I thought I ordered some SP2 covers. Maybe they're somewhere else. Alright, and then here, this has got to be where my exciting stuff is. Not that it's not all exciting, but there's stuff in here I really want to see. Alright, get that back in there. Alright. Check that out. Ordered. So here are the light pipes. I was curious how these would look in clear. They're not as cloudy as I thought they would be, which, whatever, guess that's good. I'll put these over here. Got the eject lever. Bought a few of those. Then here is the top. The corners on this one are a bit rough, but I think that's kind of what I signed up for. So I wanted to see what their clear prints look like, and this is kind of awesome. Yeah. Like, it's got some weird waviness going on up here. But let's see if we can get that. Yeah. But overall, I think it looks pretty good, especially, I don't know, considering it's a 3D print. I think they said this wouldn't be processed as much, but I did order something clear that would be processed more, so I'm really curious how that turned out. These. Oh, and let's. There we go. Alright, here we go. Really excited to see what this looks like. You ready? The suspense? Oh! Yes! That looks so good. Alright, let's get the other half. Hello, welcome. We're getting to the not GameCube part of this. This, man. So this is like the one where they process it all the way and they sand it and hit it with oil, I guess. But it is so clear. I am kind of blown away. I know this isn't the NES cartridge unboxing video, but those don't go together as good as I would hope. Alright, well, we'll put that aside. NES cartridge stuff is not as important. I don't know, let's see. I'll look at it a little more. So, I don't know if this is a print thing or if it's our drawing thing, but these are not going together with the front piece. Let's see. Yeah, they're not quite. Well, getting there. Figure out if that's a print issue or not. Alright. Well, I'll play with that later. Oh man, I am super excited. Like, I can hardly believe this is a 3D print. But, alright. Enough NES cartridge stuff. So let's start. We'll start with the top. Yeah, it's 3D printed. Freaking amazing. So, top. We'll get the lid. And then we'll get let's see, we're going to need a handle at some point. And we need the eject stuff. Alright. There's a hinge. Oh, here's the SP2 doors. I wondered where those were. Alright, I got this hinge. I need the latch. I think I'm going to go for the black buttons, so we're going to leave a lot of this stuff in here. The other hinge, and that should be good. I'll need to rob some springs from another part for now. Oh, and then I got this this kind of sad GameCube jewel, but it's good for now. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so I find that it's best to do this area first, the hinge area. Then it kind of all stays in place. But we need the spring for it. And the spring is... Funny thing is, I put it over here so I could use it. We'll steal this one. I'm sure I'll find the one I wanted here in a little bit. I'm using a LTT screwdriver because I like it. Get that in there. Wonder if we can... There we go. Oh, and then I can block the whole frame. That's awesome. Yeah, it's weird to use a screwdriver and look at a screen, I can tell you that. Alright, there's one. There's two. And then we'll just pull this up. There we go. This little guy is what we're after right there. Now I'll put all this stuff off to the side so I don't get confused. Alright, so we will do the exact opposite. Let's see if I can remember how this goes. Every time I do this, I kind of have to remember. This goes through this little hole. And then we will... Alright. Kind of wedge it against the wall. Push it down on top. And perfect. There we go. Get those. So they're not threaded yet. There we go, that feels good. Alright. go. That moves nicely. Alright, next we need to get the lid in place. And then we will do this hinge over here. So all these hinges... No, final version will not be 3D printed. So the final version will be injection molded. In all sorts of colors. Yeah. No, 3D prints are just to make sure we get it right before we make the molds, because once they're in steel, it's a lot harder to make changes if we need them. Alright. So I don't know if you can see, just got that hinge in there. Get a screw into it. Go. Don't want to over tighten it. Resin does not like to be over tightened. Alright, this piece has been kind of our bugaboo for a while. I talked about it a little on Twitter, but hopefully this is one of the hard parts. So first we get this damping gear. Might be hard to see, and I'll just drop it. Goes, it slots in right there. Let's see, am I slotting that? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Then we get a spring. Come on, see me autofocus. That seems pretty good. So the spring goes like this, latches like that, and then this bottom part goes against the door. You'll probably not see me put it in there, but it's kind of weird how it goes in. And then let's get that out of there. Let's see if I can. There we go. So we're gonna kind of try to slot it in down like that. Push it down, and then make sure. There we go. Lined up. That's something that took me a while to get right. But I've disassembled Gamecube so many times and reassembled it now that that part is not hard anymore. Alright, we want to make sure. That feels about right. Alright, now all the lid stuff's in there. That dust filter does not want to stay in this time. I might worry about that later. Alright. So now we'll add some buttons. I wanted to do black buttons, so that's what we'll fish out of here. Alright, we'll need 2 doors. Need a power button, a reset button, eject button, and that'll be good. Alright, that's the reset button, which goes right. Let's see, get those lined up right. Other way? Other way. Alright, cool. And then the power button. Perfect. I'll put the doors off to the side. Eject button should pop the lid open now that we have everything in place. So let's make sure I'm not doing it wrong. Let's see. Yep. Alright, that looks right. Ooh. Oh, it's so satisfying to have it just pop up at the right speed. Like, just have this part was just so much work. The button still kind of sticks. That might be a little better with the injection molded stuff, but I have even original Gamecubes that get stuck. Alright, so we'll keep putting the lid together. We'll do the light pipe next. So get one of these guys inside. The other light pipes that I had 3D printed came out crystal clear, which wouldn't work good as a good light diffuser. So this part, we're actually going to have to... come on, camera, you got this. Fine. We might have to like mix some white in with the plastic, because otherwise it'll come out too clear. So that's a thing that I've been thinking about. So we'll slot that in right there. We'll grab those screws. Let's see, we'll get it. Let's see if I can do it without blocking your view. Oh yeah, look at that. There we go. Yeah, roughing it up might be a good way to go. Mixing some white in might be a good way to go, because the only other parts, those will come out with the eject pieces, so they don't really need to be crystal clear. They're just going to be hidden inside. I probably should ask one of the engineers what they think, how I should get to that, but texturing it's probably one good way to do it. Yeah, Laser Bear's screen mod looks awesome. One thing we realized, and he's aware of this, but one thing we realized in the testing is that the more weight you add to the lid, the slower it comes up. And that makes a lot of sense, right? But even if I add like this on top, well, that did pretty good. I don't know. So well, there you go. That was too much. Let's see how many. Oh, got it stuck. Yeah, so that slowed it down considerably. And it's a little slower right now than the originals. Because the resin weighs a little more. And so when we do it in ABS, it should be the same. I don't know how many people are going to be looking at the exact disk open speed, but there you go. All right, we'll come out a little. Let's see, looking at the chat. Yeah, John, we might be able to texture it, and they might have some good suggestions of what textures we should use to get the effect we're looking for. So that could be a route. We could also, like I said, it might also make sense to mix some white in. Oh, I think I'm doing this backwards. Yep. There we go. That makes more sense. Partly because the white plastic is a lot cheaper than the clear plastic. So if I could do some weird half and half mixture, it could actually save. It could save on those. I don't know how much or if it'll be worth it, but it could. So it's worth looking into. Yeah. Speedrun the disc opening. Yeah, exactly. But I'm imagining with Laser Bear screen, that thing is going to open just dog slow. Now, to be fair, I don't think it really matters. But and you might even be able to get around it by putting a stronger spring in. But I think a lot of people that are going to have a screen on top will probably have some sort of mod anyway. Well, you guys don't get to see that screw apparently. Alright, so got the handle, got the light pipe. We're gonna do, let's see if we can get that. That looks pretty flush to my eye. I'm trying to think if the edges should go out more. I don't think that was a thing. Let's see, do I have an original light pipe to compare with? Oh, this might work. Let's have a look here. I have a char red Gamecube for color matching. Let's see, how close can we get to this lens? It doesn't like that. Alright, what if I come in closer, come down, a little more down. Alright, a little more down. Alright, so that does seem to, well, it might fill that out a little more. That might be something for Dennis to look at. I don't think that's the end of the world if it fills out like that. I think the edges don't go quite as far, but that's probably something we can just live with. Yep, Gundam GameCube. I got this. So interestingly enough, the Game Boy player and the system itself are different colors. But basically, I need to rob probably a bottom panel from this so I can color match it. So when we make our char red GameCubes, they come out to be the same color. So that's why it's here. It's going to probably sacrifice its SP2 door for everybody. Alright, so I'm going to say the lid's done. We'll add the dust filter back in at the end, and maybe I'll check it with another dust filter. I've pulled the dust filter in and out so many times that it's kind of that it just might be tired of that. Alright, let's see. So I guess we should start on the bottom, which is going to involve me actually finding the rest of the GameCube I was going to put in here. There's a bottom. So I don't know if it was an oversight or if it was intentional, because the Char Gundam had different colors. So I think they did that on purpose. We're planning to just match both pieces the same. At some point, I need to see how close it is to a Famicom color, because I'm wondering if that might be a good replacement. But I don't know. Alright, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the bottom doors, which are still up here. So, we will put the broadband one in. Alright, this is a fun 3D print thing. That's sort of catching on that side. So these hinges, I'm going to just bend that out slightly, pop it in. There we go. That's what I want. And then same story for the Game Boy Advance cover. Ooh, that was nice. That was a good click. Alright. Oh, and don't want to forget my little SP2 door. What do you think? Is that going to have a good click? Not a bad click. Do the shake. Is it going to fall out? So far, good. Alright. So, we have a base ready. Now I have to decide exactly which GameCube pieces I'm robbing into this thing. Which was something I was going to decide beforehand, but didn't quite get to. So let me look over here to the side. Alright. We'll put this off to the side for now. We'll put the top off to the side. So here is an old prototype. And we're just going to take the board out, take the little metal pieces out at the bottom. You know what? I actually have another one here. I might check and see if it's a little more disassembled. So let's... Nope, lots of screws. Dang it. Alright, well. This is what I signed up for, I suppose. Alright, let's see. Make sure we're zoomed in. See if I can... Because we all know the GameCube has a zillion screws. For whatever reason. Who knows? This is the part where if it was a YouTube video, you'd speed it up and there'd be fun music in the background, but... So far, everything's good, though. The big thing that we needed to double, triple check was that lid. And so far, it's doing exactly what we want. So the good side about that is that that was kind of our last roadblock. So we can have them start cutting the steel now, which will make things kind of move along a lot faster. Alright, come on. I do like this screwdriver, though. I still need to try one of those electric ones. Come on, magnetic tip. Do the thing. Alright. There we go. I'm going to put this off to the side. Take that off, put it there. Alright, get that off. Ugh, so many screws. Hey, look, more screws. Alright. The fun part will be when I finally get shells and I can take all these random pieces of GameCubes and make whole GameCubes out of them. Do. Alright. There we go. Now we just got the little memory card screws. Get the little bit for that. Alright, we're gonna do that. Alright, boom. Now we can take the drive off. Wait, maybe? No, I missed one! Dang it. Alright, come on, I can't see you. Now we can take the drive off. Much better. And you can go off over there somewhere. Now look, more screws. Yeah, no, I want to try his blue retro upgrade at some point. I can imagine doing some different spins on that too. I need to look more at what his does and see if it does everything I was thinking about doing. And the screen mod just looks cool. It's kind of strange because it's like, oh, like, I don't know, I won't be watching the little screen, I'll be playing games. That's apparently I need another screwdriver. But that screen, I mean, it'll just look cool, but you'll be like, oh look, it's Super Mario Sunshine, and then you'll like look away from it and play Super Mario Sunshine. So, bump everything. Alright, little screwdriver fits through the fins. Come on, there we go. Make a little pile there. Come on. Come on, magnet tip, be more magnety. Alright, let's see. We'll just... And one more. And we'll lift. There we go. Let's see if we can catch these screws. Perfect. Alright. Got the motherboard out. Ah, more screws! Alright. Here we go. Go. Alright. Now we're to the bottom. Alright. So, one thing that people frequently forget, these little metal standoffs, they'll like fall out and you'll be like, oh, what are these for? Well, the answer is they're for the Game Boy player or any other device Nintendo was imagining. So we want to make sure those make it in. Make sure these make it in. I don't know how important these little plates are, but I'm pretty sure some of the devices might connect with their grounds this way. I don't know, I'd have to look closer. But regardless, we're going to put them in. So, we'll take this 3D print and toss it off to the side so I don't get it confused. And then... And then we'll get the new one. And these are the same, but this, like I said, this is kind of my final sanity check. This is before we immortalize these designs into steel. So we want them to be good. I was not paying attention to where this one came out of. That looks right. Alright. And then this. Okay, I got it. Let's do that. Flip it around. There we go. Now we can start the screw journey in reverse. I'm gonna kind of make sure there's no chunks in the threads, or try to, because I don't know if it'll make a huge difference here, but why not? Alright. Put the screwdriver in reverse, And here we go. This is everything you dreamed it would be, right? Oh, you're right. Good call. Good catch. Game Boy. I just talked about how everyone forgets them, and then I forgot them. I'm glad I looked at the chat. Freaking lifesaver. All right. There's one. Where did the other one go? Is it over here? That looks right. Or is it over there? You know what we can do? And grab the Game Boy player. Make sure it lines up. Alright. Alright, so... Oh yeah, look at that. It's got like... I don't know if that would have gone together right, but... There we go. Alright. And we continue our journey. Oh, I'm so glad you caught that. Infinite screws, and I would have... Ugh. Alright. Let's get that. There we go. Alright. Here we go. Once again. Is that when I started? I do the thing where you twist it backwards till it falls into place. There we go, that feels good. Alright. I couldn't remember if I started threading those or not. There we go. Next up, do motherboard. Alright. These are the little screws. Okay. So these screws, I want to say Ryan, Castlemania Ryan, was taking special note of these. Can't remember what he said, but there was something he was looking at with these. These don't feel like the best plastic threaders, but so far it's working good. Alright. Oh, yeah, I have the camera flipped. Because, I don't know, that way I can see the screen. So it's just pointed down and flipped, but it didn't occur to me that it would look like that. That makes sense. Alright. There we go. Last screw for that. Let's see, where did I put those? Here's the new doors. So the doors are interesting. They're not too hard to get out. I usually flip them like this and pull. And pull. Make sure the spring doesn't come shooting out. And then we'll put that on the old pile. There we go. Oh, hope that spring didn't go far. There it is, good. Oh, put that in the old pile. Alright, now take these, get the spring on. Let's see. Let's put that in for now. Let's see, that's about the focus. Alright, so yeah, little itty bitty springs. There we go. We'll push that like so it's flat. And then we will hopefully make sure that's catching underneath. Yay, that is perfect. On the earlier ones, those would get stuck. So, it's the little things. Yes, lots of screwing around. And yeah, we're making progress with the with the build. Oh, what is that? There we go. Well, it's gone now. Alright. That. Oh, I didn't put that in focus. Oh well. Imagine you saw all that. Yeah, so we're finally to the reassembly part. We did the lid, and it's good to go. Now we're doing the bottom. Just got the new memory card doors in. So now we're ready to do the other infinite amount of screws. So let's see. This is there we go. All right. Get the memory card things on first. Oh, I'm holding the screwdriver yet. Line that up. Drop that in. Line that up. Drop that in. Alright, and then get that lined up. Come on, don't be like that. Alright, we'll use this guy. Yeah, these screws do not like threading this plastic. That's it. We'll do the other side and see if we got it tight enough. Alright, a little bit more over here. I think they probably go in a little tighter, but that's probably fine. I'll try it over here and see how it works out. And then this one. Oh, nice, yeah. No, I figured a lot of people would like the black parts. Like, I mean, I like them even just 3D printed. They look pretty good. Alright, got those in. Now, what I always like to do is I do these 3 screws and this one, because if I don't, I'll forget. No, the plastic will not be pre-threaded. That is like a huge endeavor. Because basically you either have to set up a machine to thread each hole, or you have to have a person thread each hole. And for this first batch, that's probably not going to happen. Well, it's probably not going to happen on any batch, to be honest. Some of the holes, this first batch, we're going to offer an option to have them not assembled, because it's going to be a huge thing to assemble the amount of shells we have. So, like, kind of the thinking is that whoever's willing to assemble their own shell can jump to the front of the line, and we'll get all of those out first, And then if someone really needs their shell assembled, we'll do that. But for the most part, tapping these aren't bad. Now, to be fair, this is resin. This isn't ABS. The resin's a little softer. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. We are making new screws, or at least that's the plan. So some of that will help. Because, like, if anyone put together like a Super Nintendo shell, you get those old Nintendo security bits in there and you get them about halfway down the hole and they just break off. And we're really hoping to avoid that. Yeah, no, assembling's fun as long as you're not doing a zillion of them. That's where I start to get kind of crazy. Alright. Now we can pop this into place. If I can get the cable to go where I want it to go. Come on. Oh, no! Son of a... Alright. Guess, well... Let's see. I'm not super happy about that. What I might just not worry about it, to be honest, because we're just not gonna worry about that for now. We'll just pretend like it turns on. This is a shell, right? Nobody wants an actual Gamecube to run in it, because I can't bring myself to do that right now. I'll just pretend it's in there. Good job. Oh, that's why I caused my problem. Because it's not supposed to go through there on this model. Alright. Right? I'm looking forward to you getting your shell. I'm looking forward to having shells. I think I'm I'm really excited to have a blue one. And I know the blue ones aren't live yet, but they will be soon. Blue's probably the one I'm most excited about. Although the green, I don't know. This is the problem with shells, is you're just like, all the colors look great. And you're like, well, maybe I'll have 8 GameCubes. But then you're like, 8 GameCubes doesn't make any sense. And go for like, they're not fantastic colors, but it's like having like a fantastic GameCube set. Or a fantastic Saturn set. There's something nobody asked for. Fantastic Saturns. So, the Game Boy player will ship at the same time as the GameCubes. What we're doing now is I'm trying to kind of get some ducks lined up before I do pre-orders for GameCubes or Game Boy players and the new colors. And the reason for that is one, we're working on a little application that'll let us keep track of people's orders. Because one thing I don't want it to have happen is have a zillion people email me about combining their order. So we're making a little tool where people can just combine like their new order with their old one. We're going to have coupons for anyone that's got an old order, so they can get a discount on the Game Boy players. Because kind of the thinking is that there's going to be a discount for anyone that buys a shell from us, and then there's going to be a further discount if you have an older order. And if you have an older order, so like, I can't remember what the exact numbers were. We have them written down somewhere. But I need a way to make coupons for people so they can order all those at once. And so basically, part of what I'm trying to... And then we have another seller that's going to come on board. So I want them to have a chance at the same time so they can... so we're all competing on the same level. So that's... I'm kind of expecting that to happen in the next, I don't know, week or so. But, like, the problem is if you'd asked me a month ago, I would have said it's going to happen in the next week or so. So, some of it's, but here's the bright side. We're like, the biggest problems we had have kind of been solved, and so now I'm kind of just like, oh, like moving on to the next things, and we'll be able to give more solid dates as well. Although a lot of that's regrouping with the mold company, and I was trying to regroup with the mold company, but they were like, no, make sure your parts work. Because I told them 2 of the parts needed to be looked over, and they were like, well, you go ahead and do that first. I was like, alright. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so, like, we'll have a tool so I can see your old order, and it'll show me your new order, and then I can combine them together, then I can refund the extra shipping. It's still going to be a lot of work, but, you know, there's no getting around that. The tool should also help me not get confused with people's orders, because I'm also looking at giving people customization options for old orders. I still have to finalize what that looks like. All right, at long last, screws are in. That spring doesn't look super straight. Oh, that's a little better. Alright, next up, we'll do this. This one's probably fine, but like I said, these are all new prototypes, so we're just going to stick with that. Oh, yeah. See, there's two. Like, that's the other thing. Doing the parts, it gives almost too many options, because you're like, oh, do I want to do red and blue? Do I want to do black and not see-through black? Do I want to... Maybe I want to do green with black. It's just like, it's great to have choices, but if you're like me, you get paralyzed by that many choices, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Originally, I was just going to offer, like, black and maybe the original gray. But kind of what I discovered was that since we kind of already committed to make the whole shells in one color, all we had to do to offer more colors is just run off a few extras. Alright, toss that in the old pile. And let's see. Pull this out. Not ready for that. There we go. But the transparent's going to look good. The smoke's going to look good. The red, I'm super excited about the red. Extreme greens. Oh, why do I got the Game Boy player? That's not what I need. Extreme greens never been my thing. The orange I think will look pretty good. The orange is not a popular color, but it'd probably be more popular with the GameCube. Yeah, well, not spice orange, but the transparent orange. So, like, we might match the spice later, but, like, right now we have so many colors that it's kind of overwhelming. Like, I need to let me think. I need to formulate transparent purple. I need to formulate extreme green. I need to formulate transparent orange. I need to formulate this char red. Probably the gray, the original gray for the front. And I think I'm missing one. Like, I have a list somewhere. That sounds like most of them. It's like the other colors I have on hand already. But when it, like, if I... Basically, I'm going to spend a lot of money on colors. So I kind of need to recoup some of that probably before I go crazy. Yeah, transparent orange, transparent red, and clear white. Yeah, and all of those will be amazing. Oh, Castmania called it transparent orange of spice. Nice. Well, I mean, I'm sure we could call it transparent spice. That makes sense. All right. There we go. Now, hopefully, I was looking at the chat so much and just putting stuff together. I didn't actually check to see if it was in frame, so hopefully it was in frame. All right, so now we will plug this in. There we go. Oh no! The legs are broken off. Well, darn it. Kind of like the original, huh? Alright, well, let's see. Yep, look at that. Legs just gone. Well, there we go. Here's the bright side. Doesn't really matter. So I'm having a hard time showing it, but a weird thing we worked on was that these were like, I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if they were sticking out too much or they were like indented too much, but that was like a silly thing we worked on. Alright, so we got a 101 in here, so let's find a 101 panel. Let's see. Oh, no. There we go. 101 panel. Oh yeah, translucent. I think mine are labeled translucent too. And I use the words interchangeably even though that's wrong. Because transparent, a good example of transparent was this NES cartridge. Like that is transparent. But translucent is more cloudy, it's less clear. And since ours are all textured, they're going to be translucent. But I end up using the words interchangeably. I used to call them crystal, which is, you know, whatever. Alright, got that on there. We're pretending like the power's plugged in. Now, we're getting to the end of this, or at least this part. Alright, so for those, let's get that back. So one thing to do when you put the lid on is you pop it open first. Because if you pop it open, you're less likely to get these little switches and destroy them. So you pop it open, make sure it catches the front, make sure it catches the back. There we go. And then if you want to see inside, there's inside. Close it. So if you don't do that, you can end up destroying those eject switches, lid switches, I guess. Alright. And now we are ready for security screws. I got 3. Where is... There's number 4. Oh, let's get my security bit on. And then try to feel for that hole. Come on. There we go. D6 edition. I don't know what that is. So far the fit and finish is good. So the finish, this is a 3D print, so the finish is not exactly reflective of the final. But so far the fit, I haven't noticed any fitment issues. So that's good. Come on. There we go. The finish will be things to keep track. Finish is honestly the last step. So kind of the next thing will be pinning the molds down and getting the final design figured out. So basically, I want to make sure that the molds don't suck. Because the guys at the factory are like, yeah, like sometimes they send molds that don't work, or they didn't think through properly, and so they're good at catching that kind of stuff. Nice little squeak there. And then after 2 weeks about. They should have them like done, like what's the word I'm looking for? They'll be dimensionally correct. Oh yeah, no, a dice finish. I like that. So once they're dimensionally correct, they'll send me like the first injection molded pieces of those, and we'll check everything, and they'll be like scratched and stuff, like the pieces will be scratched, but we're making sure everything fits together, and then they'll texture them. Because if they texture them before and need to change something, the texturing process is expensive. Alright, we got an assembled GameCube. Whew, goodness. Alright, I'm guessing we should do the Game Boy player next. Alright, well, we will toss this off to the side. By toss, I mean gently. And we'll do this next. But first, we should disassemble. This thing does not have... It has an awful lot of screws as well. Like, I don't know if someone at Nintendo was like secretly working with the screw company, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna order twice as many screws as we need. But because here's a lot of screws too. What colors will there be? There will be, to start, there will be transparent black, translucent, sorry, excuse me, translucent black, translucent blue, translucent emerald green, translucent red, translucent extreme green, translucent orange, translucent purple, translucent white. I call it translucent white because it makes it easier for me to find things in my store inventory. I'm sure someone's looked at my listings that say translucent white and they're just like, dude, just call it translucent. And you're not wrong, but it makes it easier for me to find things when I have a color associated with it. I think that's all the colors. So all the colors that are going to be available are on my site. It's very likely that like next year, like maybe like think like July next year, we might start thinking about different colors. But that feels forever away right now. The Game Boy player was actually really exciting how that turned out. So I've been working with Dennis, who's Pointer Function on Twitter, and he just kind of like had like the mood strike him or something, and he just like cranked it out in like a day. Like originally the Game Boy player was going to be a project for like later, but he cranked it out so fast, and we didn't really have any issues with it either. Like there were like 2 small issues. The Game Boy player was finalized before the GameCube was finalized. Man, this feels like I'm missing a screw, but there we go. Look at all them screws. Alright, this Game Boy player is actually not too beat up, so I'll probably make sure it doesn't get tossed out or whatever. And yeah, so all translucent colors for now. Oh, funny enough, Troy, we actually looked at making the broadband cover like double as like a case for a broadband adapter, but it was one of those things that was just going to add more time to the project. Like every time I run into one of those things, it's like the way this project has gone, right? So it started off with Yoey, and you know, we listed them in November. We were going to ship them in like April, and then, you know, he had some personal issues on his side, right? Had to cancel, and basically like Ryan and I kind of got together and were like, hey, can we do this on our own? And it's like, yeah, the answer was yes. And so not as fast as we thought. But so for the people that have been waiting since November, we're kind of like, okay, like, do people really want to wait longer for this piece or that piece? Like, and that was one that I kind of decided no. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's one soon. I think WebHDX has showed some pictures of something. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think we're getting close to an actual broadband adapter. One option could be that they could design it so it just slots in underneath the cover. And if they do that, then it might not matter. Like it might not need an enclosure. But then I guess you still have to have access to the Ethernet port, so I don't know. But yeah, a third-party broadband adapter is something that I thought would be cool forever. I lucked out on my broadband adapter. Back in, like, what would that have been? 2013, when, like, you'd go to the thrift store and there'd be like 8 Gamecubes on the shelf for like $6 each, and nobody wanted them. Or if they charged $10, that was too much. I would check them all to see if there was a broadband adapter. And one day I got lucky. I flipped one over and there was a broadband adapter. So I got a GameCube and a broadband adapter for $8. And I've kept that thing forever because, you know, $8 broadband adapter is freaking awesome. Even back then it was freaking awesome. Alright. Pull that off. Pull that out. Get these little plates out. The screws out. We're going to leave the lever, but we're going to take the spring. Let's see. Let's see. Can we focus that? Yeah, little tiny spring for the eject lever. Don't know if we'll be making those. Most of this stuff you'll probably have to steal from your original. Alright, that can be tossed aside. So, the clear shell was basically just because I wanted to see how the clear would look. And this is honestly, for like the translucency, this is probably pretty close to what we'll actually get. Alright, well, let's get this spring. There. Like so. Put that there. Put that there. And then let's see if we can grip that. Come on. Maybe I should have done this side first, who knows. There we go. Alright, step one. Let's see, I'm trying to think. This goes in next. What is this? I hit my... the pegs lined up. Come on. Lift this side up a little. There we go. Wait. Come on! Man, oh man. There we go. This one, like, you don't come down, like, straight on top. You, like, miss pegs. There we go. Alright. That was more work than it should have been. And then right here, this thing does not like to stay in place. Does it go underneath or under? I don't know. Do we care? Maybe a little. These little pegs on the front help. Alright, now this up top. That goes there. The screws. So, with the limited colors, the answer is yes, probably. I don't know how limited they will be. They might just be special. Some of it depends. Like a lot of things, like the moment they stop selling, they're just gonna disappear. The orange ones, I wouldn't be surprised, are pretty popular. The char reds, I think those are gonna be one and done. I think those were the 2 limited colors. It's kind of funny that I can't remember. Alright, come on. There we go. Get that lined up. Alright. We are ready for screws. There are more and more screws. Alright, one thing I do want... Oh, this is actually going to be easier. So one thing you have to pay attention at this stage, because if you put, if I put a screw there, then it's going to be in the way. Same with there. But this one is a safe one. So since the lid's transparent, I can just see right off the bat which ones need to go where. Alright, come on, screw. Trying to get this line. Oh, that's a security screw. That's why I can't get it lined up. Let's see. But yeah, I was tempted to order the whole GameCube shell in this transparent color, but I had more than one person be like, don't change your materials at the final step. And so I did the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy player, because it was already done and finalized. So I was like, well, now I can see at least this part. The finish on these clear prints is kind of interesting. Like the super smooth crystal one is kind of amazing. But this one, like, some of the edges are just rough. Like, I'm pretty sure... Let's see. I got enough screws in there. Stuff shouldn't fall out. I'm pretty sure they printed it from this orientation. So it came out of the resin printer like that. Because I can feel the stuff here, and they didn't really sand them down. And maybe they didn't do that because it would have looked funny. I don't know. Alright, more screws. Alright, does anyone else have any more questions? I think we're getting to the end of this, right? GameCube's assembled. Didn't see any problems with it. Game Boy player's almost assembled. I'm going to worry about the NES cartridge later, because I don't know. Let's see. So, Repro cartridge shells. There were some from China that were pretty good, I thought. The color question's kind of weird because sometimes it's hard to tell what the original colors were versus discolored. So it's kind of, because some of the cartridges are old at this point, so like it kind of depends on what you're matching off of. There we go. Oh, the console? Yeah, nobody's done the console. Sorry. I mean, RGR's done the console, but he's only done clear as far as I know. I don't know if he has any desire to do the console. Alright, let's see if we can get this lid in original colors, because frequently original colors just do really poorly. Because people look at it and they're like, well, I'll just get a nice system. I don't really need a replacement. And if they need a replacement, they'd rather have like a smoke color or something to upgrade it. I don't know. I have black Saturn shells and nobody wants those for the most part. Same with the white ones. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's a little gun shy on them, on doing an original color. We're getting there. We're almost there. This thing will be finished and we'll put the Gamecube on top. And it'll look weird because it'll be a white and black Gamecube with a clear Game Boy player. But it'll be good. Yeah, I'm almost ready. I don't mean to get all snippy at you, but you know, it happens. Alright. Oh, yeah. Little Samson's fun, too. I did a lot of testing with that game because it was one I'd heard about and probably the only way I was going to play it. And it was fun to it's kind of a fun game. Alright. We are just about there. Got 2 of these left. One back. One in the middle, one in the back. Come on, there we go. Yeah, and people ask about doing smooth versus textured, and the problem is that you can't switch back and forth. You have to basically choose. RGR I'm super impressed with because his shells are clear and they don't have any weird marks on them. So like, someone had to have polished the crap out of those molds. They designed them well because there's no weird flow marks, although I'm sure they have plenty of ones they toss into the shredder. There we go. Alright, let's get... but when you do... Yeah, exactly. When you do smooth, opaque ones, people kind of look at it and go, ew, gross. So, for RGR, I could totally see doing them clear. And then maybe when like he feels like he's just absolutely... you know, beat that dead horse and nobody wants him anymore. All right, we're doing the, we're putting it all the rest of the way together. But when nobody wants him anymore, then he could have the molds textured, maybe do some opaque colors, do some, and then do some kind of frosted colored ones. But once they're textured, that's expensive, and you're not going to undo it. So, because people ask me about smooth, smooth Saturn shells. Like, I guess there were some like really early model prototypes that were smooth and not textured, but getting rid of the texturing in the molds would suck, unless you know. I could be the same for me. Maybe I hit a point where just nobody cares to have a textured Saturn anymore, and I can just make crystal clear ones. Who knows? Don't ask me where I'm going to send the molds to have that done. That'd be crazy expensive too. Just take like, I don't know, like a literal ton of metal and send them somewhere. Figure out how much shipping is. Alright, we're finished. I think that does not move as smoothly as I wanted, but that could be because that edge is not processed. The other ones move pretty smooth. Alright, let's see. So, that's a goofy combo, right? Black and white, clear on the bottom. I don't know. Some people might dig that. Got the 101 because that's all I could find. But, yeah. I think we're doing pretty good. Oh, yeah, I know. It's finally coming together. Yeah, repro shells for games is kind of weird sometimes, but for new games it makes some sense. I don't know. Just depends on what you like. The colors? I don't know if I understand that. It's fun to see the eject mechanism through the bottom. You see the spring, all that stuff. Dun 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 dun. All right. I think we might be there. I'll have to do another check over, just one last one, just to make sure I haven't missed anything silly. I guess this is something I've noticed, that this sticks up just a little. I don't know if that's something we can do. You see that little gap? I don't know if that's like maybe the lip needs to be moved a little so it catches different. Let's see. Oh, but that's on this side. So why would that be? I don't know. Oh yeah, I just pry the carts out too and forget. So, all right, everybody. I think that was successful. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed that. Something I had to do, so hopefully it was good. Any last questions before we end this thing? Going once. Thank you. Yeah, everyone have a good one, and I will talk to y'all later.